Hey guys, Pam Durkin here, the closing coach for interior designers. I'm so excited to have you with me today because I'm going to be talking about my new long term coaching program. And before we get into that, though, I just want to say that I help designers find and close luxury projects in their area so they can make more money and confidently grow their businesses. So, who doesn't want more of that, right? Well, I'm want to just dive into this coaching program that I'm offering right now called the Luxury Client Academy. And I want to give you a little bit of background, maybe find out what's going on with you guys and your businesses, and then kind of get into a little bit about what we're going to do and what we're going to do together over a 9 month period and some of the really cool bonuses that we have. So let's just kind of get into it. So maybe you're feeling like you're having a hard time finding great projects, or you're just not getting any leads, like the phone is just not ringing, or you're kind of in this stuck in this loop where you find a project, super excited, you start working on it, you put all your time and effort into it and, all your concentration. And then, you wrap it up and you look up and you go, oh my God, oh crap, I need to get another project. And then it kind of starts all over again where you hunt for it. And then you get one and then you work on it. And then again, you've got nothing in the pipeline. And I would think that so many of you have said, wouldn't it be nice or wouldn't it be amazing if I could just have opportunities pouring into my business, where people are calling, people are seeking me out, and they're the right types of opportunities. They're the right types of clients. Like, how exciting would that be? And then on, kind of the other point of it is if you had all these opportunities, some of us get really scared about that, right? Like, oh my God, what would I do if 10 projects came my way at once? And I think the problem is that we're looking at that like, oh, I would have to take all 10. But almost, the new way to think about that is if I got 10 opportunities in front of me, now I have the chance to choose who I want to work with, what projects I want to work on, really get into how the personalities are meshing and where this project can ultimately go and how amazing this could be for your portfolio. And then it gets exciting because you could have 10 opportunities and you get to choose which ones you want to pursue, which ones you want to go after, which ones you want to close. I think that sounds kind of pretty exciting. And I hope you're excited about something like that as well. Because once you get those amazing projects, then they can go into your portfolio and then it starts to build and build and build from there. Because now not only can people see the type of work that you're doing, and you can always push the envelope and go and get larger projects with bigger budgets, but it also builds your confidence. It makes you feel so much more at ease when you can, confidently talk about what your services are, but then also have that feeling like, I can handle this. I can do this. This is not that big of a deal. And I think that confidence ultimately does hold a lot of us back when we're presenting for opportunities that are out of our comfort zone, meaning not that you're not capable of handling them, because I know that you are, but just because they're new and you've never done maybe a project this large before or a project this high profile before. And that confidence really makes a difference. So if you could have opportunities pouring in and then get to choose which ones to work on and then start to grow your portfolio and work with wonderful clients. I mean, I think that that's what every designer dreams of. And I want to tell you that, the designers that I'm working with, they are doing it. They are taking on projects and doing projects they have never done before. Many of them have 17, 20 years in the business and are literally breaking through ceilings for fees and size of projects that have never happened before. And this has all happened in the last couple of years of working with me. So let me give you a couple examples. So I have a designer that I'm working with who had never charged any more than $32,000 in fees, and within the last 4 or 5 months just closed a $96,000 design fee, which was the biggest she had ever done. And she even said to me, I would have never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be able to do that, that this kind of opportunity would present itself to me and I would be able to say I got someone to close almost $100,000 design fee. It's a large project. It's one of the largest she's ever done. And she's so excited about it. And she just said to me that her confidence has soared and she's excited. Like she wants more. Now I know I can handle it. I want more projects like this. I'm really excited to grow my business. And then alongside of that almost $100,000 design fee is almost $1 million in furniture. So, I mean, incredible. And she does put in her contract that furniture needs to be purchased through her. So she's looking at a huge, huge project and a huge leap for her and her business. And that's all within the last couple years of us working together. And I want to talk about one other designer that I'm working with. And she was really struggling with the clients that were coming her way, and they were having a really hard time kind of wrapping their heads around her fees and what the value was that she was bringing. And she is incredible. The level of detail that she provides clients and builders is incredible. And she's such an asset to the projects that she works on. But she was really struggling with getting in front of basically the right clients. And when we were working together, we were kind of talking about how these opportunities were coming her way and who was sending business her way. And she started to change who she was working with, the types of builders that she was working with, and now incredible opportunities are coming her way. So she changed, the builders that she was hanging out with and that she was working with and that she was talking to and marketing to. And she had never charged any more than a $24,000 in design fee. In the last 6 months, she has closed two different projects, the biggest one she's ever done. One $78,000 design fee, and the other one is a $98,000 design fee. And these are incredible projects. Again, she's so excited to be able to have these for her portfolio so that she can keep building on these types of projects. And they are dream projects for her. And in fact, right now, she even has an opportunity in front of her for another $95,000 design fee. And her confidence has just soared. She just feels like she has dialed in her process. She knows what she's offering. We have worked on not only her pricing and dialing in that process, but also the language of when clients have pushback and how to handle objections and how to move clients and her builders that she's working with, how to move them through that process so they are on her side and they absolutely want to work with her because she is the best at what she does in her market. So these are the types of transformations that are happening in the Luxury Client Academy. And I so want you to be a part of that. Now, maybe you're not at the $96,000 design fee. And I totally, totally get that. But if you were charging, let's just say you're charging $1,000 in design fees or maybe $5,000 in design fees, wouldn't it be incredible to start charging 5, 10, $15,000 in design fees for each project that you're working on, and then be working on the profitability of what comes next, which would be purchasing as well. That would be such an incredible transformation that I would love to help you with. And that's all happening in the Luxury Client Academy. So I totally want you guys to be getting on board if you're interested. I'm going to put some information in the show notes on how you can reach out to me and we can take the next step. So one of the other things I want to be talking about is, you know, what is the cost of kind of hanging out, waiting on the sidelines, maybe waiting or just trying to figure it out on your own? Like there are some real costs to that. And there's several different layers to that. One is costing you time. So it's taking you longer to get up to speed with where you need to be. Two, it's costing you some major head trash. There's so much going on with how we feel confidence wise about what we can offer and what clients are willing to pay for and if we're good enough. So all of that's rolling around as well. And then of course it's costing us money because things are taking so much longer. So I want to dive into those three key areas for just a minute because I want you to be thinking about if you're even interested in a luxury client academy and you want to know more, of course, I can definitely get the information that you need to make your decision. But I want to talk about these sort of costs that no one thinks about, the costs of inaction. So one of the first one is costing of time. So if years and years keep slipping away and you're just not making any progress, or maybe you're making very slow progress, or the other thing is maybe you're taking two steps forward and then taking three steps back. Like doing it on your own, I totally get the bootstrapping. I understand that. But at some point, it's worth spending some money to move yourself ahead so much faster. We call that leapfrogging, which is use the 30 years experience that I have in the industry, running my own business. I've been doing not only design for 30 years, I've had my own business for 24 years in two different states. So, I mean, I've built a business several times. I get it. I know all the things that you're going through. I'm running my own design business, so I understand all of those nuances of running a business. So why not take all that knowledge that I've learned over 30 years and leapfrog to propel yourself years ahead of where you are now in such a short period of time to just help with that time cost that you're investing trying to do it all on your own. The next thing I want to talk about is all the crap that's running around in our head, that head trash where maybe you're ashamed or underconfident that you can get projects at the next level or that you can handle luxury clients or that you can do large purchases for clients because you just feel that you've never done it before, or you don't fully know what you're doing, or that you're not qualified, or that everyone else is successful and you're not. Like all of that is all going on in our heads. And it's really helpful to have somebody on our side helping us like move through all of that, just kind of work through all of that garbage that honestly is really, really holding you back from getting to your next level. And when you feel like everyone else is ahead of you, I can tell you they are not. Everyone is figuring something out in their business at any given time. It's a continual learning process and it never, never ends. But it's just so helpful to have a group of people and a coach like myself that can really help you work through that and give you the tools for you to have a lot more confidence moving forward. And when you're more confident in your approach as you're selling yourself to these clients, that is going to help you close more. And that is why I'm called the closing coach. I not only want to get you in front of more and more opportunities, I want you to close them. I want you to be choosing your opportunities and then closing those so that you can grow your business in the way that you want to and be doing better projects and feeling a lot more confident in your abilities and your approach and how you handle those boundaries with clients. The other thing, the last point on what's going on in your head and all of that that really holds you back is it's really hard to fix your business when you're too ashamed to talk about it. And so, one of the things I want to mention is that we are in a safe space. When you are in my luxury client academy, it is a safe place for you. I want you to feel comfortable and I want you to feel like you're not being judged of where you're at because I know that once you're in that group, you have made a huge commitment to grow your business, to get out of your comfort zone and to move yourself in a direction that you have not been able to do so in the past. And so for that, I want you to feel comfortable and confident to be able to share. So the other reason that this is such a great group is it's going to be small. There's only going to be 20 women in this group. So you are not only going to be surrounded by supportive people, and I'm going to be holding your hand, but you're not going to be just a number. You're going to be in a group where you're going to get to know people. You're going to feel really comfortable there. And you're going to feel like we are all there to lift you up and to move you forward. Now, the third cost I want to talk about is, of course, the obvious one is the cost of money. So, obviously, time can be money. So, if you're spending a lot of time not making any progress, that's obviously costing you money. And then the other thing I want you to be thinking about is I know you're spending money to look the part of a successful designer in your business. You're spending money maybe on the right clothes. You're spending money on a website. You're spending money on the right car or an office space, or maybe you've got several people working for you. So you're spending money to look the part. But if you're not able to make great profit, if you're not able to grow your business, and if you still feel like you're being taken advantage of by clients, then you need to be spending money on the growth of yourself and investing in yourself. So that is one additional reason to be part of the Luxury Client Academy. I want to tell you a little bit of a story. I have a designer client who was sharing an office with someone, and she said to me several times, I just wish I was more like her. She's so far ahead of me. She had everything. She had the right clothes. She had an assistant. She had the right office. She was driving the right car. She was getting these incredible projects. She was doing beautiful work. And my client is like, I just want to be more like her. I just, she's everything I want to be. And so from the outside, she had it all, right? Well, come to find out in the last couple months that this designer has been pretty much dealing with smoke and mirrors. Like she was putting it all out there, like she was the most successful person with the most successful business. But unfortunately, she was not a good business person. She was being incredibly taken advantage of by her clients because she had no boundaries and she was getting taken advantage of over and over and over again. And what was happening was she's losing more and more and more money. Now her business is literally crumbling around her and she is going back to square one. So my client is saying to me now, I couldn't believe it because she looked like she had it all together. And I'm realizing that I'm in a better place than she ever was. So that just kind of goes back to you never know what somebody's dealing with behind the scenes. And that facade of what you're seeing all over may or may not be a true representation of success. And I don't want you to have a facade business. I want your business to be solid, where you know what your profitability is, where your clients are coming from, and how we can close them so that you continue to grow and you don't have to close the doors. I don't ever want to get that call too where, you're crying because you're on your last, you know, $1,000 in your account and you just don't know what to do. We want to start building all of this for you so that you can close more clients. So this is why you need to be in that Luxury Client Academy small group setting. It's going to really move your business forward. So let me just talk a little bit about the Luxury Client Academy and some of the things that you're going to see in that group. So one of the things you're going to learn right off the bat is what luxury clients want. And that is a little bit different than what other people want. So I want to tell you that the Naples market is one of the most affluent in the entire country, which is where my business is located. And I've been running my design business here for 20 years. And I think I mentioned earlier that I've been a designer for 30 years. So I have seen a lot of things. I've dealt with a lot of people. I have dealt with great clients. I have dealt with difficult clients. I have dealt with great builders. and difficult builders as well. So I have a lot of experience in the luxury market that I want to impart to you. And then, briefly, I just want to mention that yes, I have a degree in interior design, I have the certifications. I'm NCIDQ. I'm a professional member of ASID. I was a past president of the ASID Florida South organization, and I'm also LEED certified. So I have a lot of experience that I can impart to you. And this is why I want to help you in the Luxury Client Academy to help your business move forward and move to the next level, however that looks to you. So, one thing I want to mention is if you're interested in the Academy, again, only 20 spots available. You can secure your spot for only $500, and then we will go from there. And I want to also talk about how long we would be working together and things like that. So, one of the things is everyone was asking me, people were coming to me saying, asking me for a longer container. I was doing some courses and things that were running about 6 to 8 weeks. And everyone was saying, can we do more? Can we spend more time? Can we spend more time? And so what I'm doing in this academy, it is going to be 9 months long in length. So it'll be coaching over the period of 9 months so that we really can dive in, roll our sleeves up, get to know each other. And this is what we're going to be working on. We're going to be identifying the luxury clients and projects that are going on in your area. So wherever you're located, you all have an affluent portion of clients in your area. So we're going to be looking for those and helping you pinpoint them. And then we're going to be figuring out who you should be talking to, how you should approach them, and then finally, how are you going to close them? What are you going to say to handle objections when somebody says, well, but this is kind of expensive, or I don't know, or we're interviewing 3 people? We're going to talk through all of that. So you are going to be prepared to handle those objections so that you can be the only choice. It's going to be the obvious choice. They're going to want to work with you. And then you are going to close some amazing projects. The other thing is that we're actually going to help you increase your fees and your profitability. You've heard me talk about the example of a designer who went from $32,000 design fee to $96,000, and another one that went from $24,000 design fees to $78,000. That is tripling. That is tripling their design fees. So I want the same for you. And what it's telling me is these 2 people have many, many years experience in the design industry. And what it's telling me is that even they were undercharging. And so we're going to get you to where you need to be in your market so that that you are not undercharging as well. And I also want to bring up that one of my other clients, we were going over what's happened in their business over the last couple of years just in working together. And she has increased her sales 20% year over year since working with me over the last couple years. So that is an incredible growth rate happening. Like, wouldn't you be thrilled to increase your either design fees by triple or increase your overall numbers 20% year over year? That would be incredible. And this is what I want to help you with. So this is like generally what's going on in the Luxury Client Academy. And one of the other things I'm so excited about is one of the bonuses is that we're going to include an in-person live event in Naples, where I'm located, including a luxury property tour. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more detail on another podcast episode, but let's just go over a couple little things which makes Naples incredibly special. First of all, Naples is number 2 in Florida, the number 2 city in Florida with the highest millionaires per capita. So we have lots and lots of millionaires here. We are the number 6 city in the United States in the highest per capita income. And real estate in my area is amongst the most expensive in the country. We went on a luxury home tour via boat. We actually did 2 luxury home tours. We did a boat tour where we started looking at homes from the water. that started at 25 million and went up from there, 25 million. Many houses go for sale on the water here around 40 million. So it is incredible the amount of wealth here and the level of design that you're going to see in this area. One of the other things is that Naples has been named the number one best place to live in the United States in literally just in, I believe it was in May of this year, May of 2024. It was rated number one best place to live in the United States. And if you want to see where the affluent come to play, then you have to be part of the Luxury Client Academy so that you can take part in this in-person event that I do in Naples. We just ran one. It was incredible. We had so much fun. I'm going to record another podcast just about that. So be sure to listen for that one to come out. But now I want to ask you, I want to invite you, if you want to be part of a small, intimate group of 20 women, if you're serious about growing your business, increasing your fees, getting your close rates up to incredible levels, and starting to work with wonderful people on amazing projects, then you need to be joining the Luxury Client Academy. So I'm inviting you to do so. And I want you to be in this group because we only have 20 spots. They're going to go fast because it's such a small group and it's such an incredible program. So if you're interested in the Luxury Client Academy, I'm going to go ahead and put some contact information in the show notes so that you can reach out and tell me that you're interested in that. And then for $500, you can actually secure your spot in the group. And I would love to have you in there. So go ahead and check out the link in the show notes. And I hope to talk to you guys soon. And we will talk soon. Take care.